you know how some people, in fact, I think one of our meet and greet contestants that we met recently, I want to say this, I think we had a caller recently who had been bitten by a tick and had that allergy that he no longer could enjoy red meat. You know, red meat tasted like garbage.
We've had callers fit for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, quite a few, which is really odd. The first time I heard about that, probably 10 years ago, I couldn't believe that.
That's got to be the strangest thing.
I know.
A tick.
A tick, some sort of tick. I think it's a deer tick or something bites you.
That's it.
And then for many, it's an allergy where anytime you taste red meat, steak or bacon or whatever it might be, it just tastes awful.
Or you're nauseous. I mean, it's even worse.
It makes you nauseous. So they have found now, and they've apparently discovered this a couple of years ago. I was so riveted to read this. Scientists at Virginia Tech put this together, and they have found that the genetically modified pigs that are used for organ transplant into humans, like if you know how the pigs, they'll use their
valves and such.
Valves. So they genetically modify these pigs to use for human organ transplant. Those pigs can be eaten by the people who have the red meat allergy, and the food tastes good, and they don't have to vomit. What? And they just discovered that like a couple of years ago, and so now...
Who ate this pig? Sorry. Well, let's see. Specimen numbers. Who ate specimen 7?
I like to slaughter my own.
Yeah,
Sorry.
How did we get here?
It's not revealed how they figured out.
Who was patient 1 on that?
But I can tell you this, Virginia makes some amazing ham.
Exactly. So all these guys now.
Who made your heart, Smithfield?
All these people are saying that now when they genetically change the pigs for the organ transplant, then they're done with them. They slaughter them. And it's a very niche market.
You're not going to just throw that away, are you?
Those
I got company coming.
That
look at that shank.
I mean, really. So now they're eating, and so there are companies that are selling this meat to those who cannot eat the other meat.
You talk about a tiny market.
Oh my God, like nobody. But one guy who was interviewed for the place is called Revicor Incorporated. He's like, I've got a freezer jammed with packages of ground pork patties, ham, ribs, pork chops, bacon, and sausage.
So no beef is only from
just
the pig.
pigs, just the pig, yeah. Because we don't use cow for organ transplant, right? Or do they?
Not that I know.
No,
don't think so.
But so these pigs that are used for organ transplant, they are genetically modified, and whatever they do to genetically modify them has made it so that the folks who have the deer tick allergy can eat.
I didn't realize the pigs were modified for the surgery.
I didn't either. That's the first.
These are lab pigs, I guess.
That's right. They're lab pigs, so they can be eaten. These lab pigs.
Okay.
Whereas the regular pigs cannot.
Does that make you kind of like a cannibal?
Breakthrough.
If you have a pig part and then you eat the pig that gave you the part.
Well, now you don't have the pig part. You get somebody else gets the pig part.
Do it.
But you could, you could have your own pig part, but you'd have to have A, needed a pig part, and B, been
by the
deer tick and have an allergy to it. I was stunned by that. That was real. Talk about science. They figure that out, and suddenly these folks. I mean, what a breakthrough if you are in that tiny group of people who cannot have red meat because of a deer tick bite. Anyway,
hate it.
Oh, I know. And this is another. I think California Pizza Kitchen did the right thing here. They've turned a bad experience and made it a good one. A woman went viral because she ordered macaroni and cheese from California Pizza Kitchen. And when they delivered it, it was nothing but a hunk of cheese. She had...
Hey, things happen.
They forgot to put in the...
Was this for delivery or in the restaurant?
Delivery. And they forgot to put in the noodles. So it came as...
Its rawest form.
Cheese. It was just a block of cheese. So she, of course, did what everybody does. Goes right on to TikTok.
I ordered mac and cheese from California Pizza Kitchen, and they just sent me cheese. Just cheese. No mac. There's no noodles. There's just some bread. And they sent me cheese. I just called CPK, and 2 separate people told me that I should order the noodles separately and that I ordered wrong. I was like, I ordered mac and cheese. And they said, yes, that's what that is. And I was like, no, that's not. Mac and cheese is mac and cheese. There's supposed to be macaroni in it. It's in the name.
I can't argue with her. You've got to have macaroni in. So
was the cheese the melty cheese?
It was melted cheese. but no macaroni. It was like a melty
Come on, CPK.
cheese, and CPK did not put in the noodles. And so they have issued her an apology, sent her a package of dry noodles and a card saying she'd get free mac and cheese and free pizza for a year. And now they're doing a special that everyone gets half off mac and cheese the rest of the month because of this woman and how she started going viral. This is in California. And you use the promo code MAC, and then you have to put "and" in capital letters, and cheese, so that you get both. And so they are doing that. So I thought, all right, they're turning it into a positive, I guess, and everybody gets a half off if you use that coupon, if you make your own. So that was pretty good. But I don't
even know how that happens at a restaurant.
I mean, really, isn't it just in a pot? Don't you have
should be together.
A pot of mac and cheese and you put it in? I mean, who sends just a thing of melted cheese?
Those are those moments that I question.
You think that's not real?
No, I think she did that.
You think she just melted some cheese?
Yeah, we've had this stuff before. I think for something to be that wrong, it screams she did this herself.
Boy, but TPK, is that what they're called? CPK. They really went above and beyond.
I mean, I think you lean into it
they did,
and play it up, but I don't know. It just screams that she did this herself.
How can you? I mean, I worked at a restaurant when I was in high school that served mac and cheese, and there was never, how do you even make it without the macaroni?
It's like beanie weenies, but you only get beanies.
I mean,
or only weenies. They're all in the same, they come from the same tub.
Always, it's like, how does it even possibly happen? But she says it did anyway, and it got enough attention that they did that whole thing there. Biggie says this is the worst woman he's ever heard. I think Chris Demm will hate her too. Apparently, Howie Mandel was walking to his car, and a reporter from TMZ asked him. She was asking him about cancers and how he is cancer because he is so clean. He's been a germaphobe, OCD for such a long time.
Kind of the first one that we really heard about. Yeah, first celeb, right?
Never shook hands.
Other than Howard Hughes, didn't touch people.
First with the fist bump, Howie Mandel. And she says there's been a rise in penile cancers because men don't properly clean their penises, especially uncircumcised men. So she asked Howie Mandel about that.
I don't know if you've heard about this, but cases are on the rise, 77%, because there's penis cancer going around because of people not cleaning their penises properly.
Right.
And if they don't, it could lead to getting an amputation.
Right.
You've been very cautious of germs over the years. Do you feel a little bit vindicated?
My penis is probably one of the cleanest penises. I think my penis is pretty clean.
Would you say it's the cleanest penis in the world?
Well, I wash my penis. I sing happy birthday twice while I'm washing my penis.
You do?
I do.
That woman
I can't believe he engaged.
I cannot believe he turned to her.
I don't know who I'm more mad at.
I know.
Her or him for just not walking away.
I know.
And I know it's Howie Mandel. We don't expect much.
But a question like that.
But he's lighthearted. He's going for a joke.
That is like, that's insulting for him to be asked that as a celebrity as he walks to his car. Some connection between penis
cancer's going around. Maybe the dumbest sentence ever uttered.
And him with his cleanliness. And he's at one point he took his pocket square out of his pocket and said, this is what I use to clean it. I have it with me at all times.
That's penis paper.
That woman should have her TMZ card taken away.
She might have gotten a raise.
Yeah. I bet she did because she got it. Actually, he talked to her for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, she's pretty well known on the TMZ channel.
Is that why he talked to her?
Probably. I've seen her before and stuff, but she is the most annoying.
Yeah. That is annoying. I mean, just about as annoying as it gets.
Did anything she say have merit?
She did. Well,
our penis cancer's up 77%.
Yes, according to her, but this is worldwide, and they are saying that it's because men do not. Of course, we've had the circumcised, uncircumcised discussion on here before.
I didn't think cleanliness would lead, or lack of, would lead to a cancer. I thought cancer was cellular.
Yeah, it is.
Is it possible that if you don't properly maintain it, if you're uncircumcised, that you somehow would get an infection, something like that? But that doesn't seem like cancer.
You could certainly get an infection for sure.
But cancer is different than that.
100%.
And she says it's up. So why would it be up if she's accurate? 77% worldwide. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
And I don't think Howie Mandel does either, but she went after him because of his OCD. It was very odd. Just a very odd exchange between the two of them.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something along the same vein. Now, this has to do with, I guess, Retail Roundup. something that, Dave and I are always about shrinkflation and inflation.
Oh, yeah.
When, you know what? I don't think Biggie and I have thanked you both enough for your work.
Really? You're the only two Americans that have thanked us.
You're right. We should be.
Yeah.
We should be thanked.
We should be
more.
shouting from the rooftops. Listen to these two holler.
We should be thanked more for the things we have said about inflation and
it's working.
trying to curb it.
Yeah.
We've talked about ice cream and potato chips and all the different things that the packaging has caused shrinkflation.
Can we retire the this bag is mostly air with chips thing now?
Not me. I'll never retire
I'd
that.
still-
I'll never retire
No, as
that.
long as Tick is talking.
Listen to
Yeah,
this.
there's a certain department for that.
Yeah, and I guess it's maybe I'm starting to realize that's you get to a certain age where that is the stuff where you're like, I bought this bag of chips and it's half air.
Yeah, it bothers me. It bothers me a great deal. And yesterday, my sister-in-law had given us an 8-pack of Diet Cokes that were the smaller ones, like 5 ounces.
The minis?
The minis, exactly. Because once in a while, I will have a Diet Coke. And my wife will have a Diet once in a while. And my wife will have a Diet Coke. And she said, you take these. We don't drink them. So we took them. Well, one of them was empty and unopened. It was literally empty. And I turned to my wife and I said, shrinkflation. Right there. See that?
No, that's your CPK.
I said, Dave Aiken will be up in arms about this.
Yeah, they knew you were only getting 7.
That's right.
You get 5 for the price of 6.
You think that. You think, oh, that's a mistake in the
Eight.
thing.
Look, I got 8.
No.
Pull up
no,
your
you got
computer and find me the number to Diet Coke.
That's right. Because I think they think you'll say, oh, shut down at the warehouse. Mistake at the warehouse. Let's throw it away. No. They fill up 7 out of 8,
Yep.
and everybody thinks the same
That's how
thing.
they get you.
Some sort of mistake.
I do love the little ones, though.
Yeah, it's nice. It
I'll
curbs.
buy those for ginger ale for mixing.
Yes. That's a good size, I think.
They're more expensive than.
They are.
If you buy a 12-pack of the mini whatevers, and I do ginger ale, the 12-pack is cheaper of the 12-ounce.
Yes. It is true. The smaller cans are more expensive. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
You're getting less,
That's all I need.
but it's more
Packaging.
packaging.
Not even more packaging.
Mini cans.
Well,
Please, Biggie, please.
we used to get the mini waters.
All right, you are.
Easy.
That's 2, mister.
Easy. The mini waters. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I've
They're-
seen them.
Yeah.
They're smaller, but my wife decided they were not environmentally friendly. She bought them because my kids were forever drinking a water bottle and leaving half of it on the counter, half the water, and then we just pour out the water and throw it away. So she bought the minis, but she found they were, A, more expensive by volume, and B, not as environmentally friendly because there's way more plastic. Because you're getting double the bottles, but half or the same amount of the.
And see, there's a
water.
spigot right there.
Well, that's what we do.
That's what I do.
I always do the spigot, but we have them for guests and on trips, but the kids always waste the water. I saw a couple they were trying to prove a point about the environment, and they were going to go, I believe it was across the Atlantic Ocean, without using any fossil fuels at all. They were on
sailing or rowing?
It's called a green boat. I guess they
It
were
was like solar powered.
solar-powered boat.
yeah.
In fact, this is the couple when they started their journey. Let me get them exactly right. They started their journey to prove a point that you could literally go across an ocean while you were, because you were able to do it without any fossil fuels.
So we're on our Odyssey, and we're calling it the Green Odyssey because we're doing everything we can to show that you can travel without burning fossil fuels. So, for instance, we're driving an electric car. Our boat is an electric boat. We have an electric yacht with a Nissan Leaf battery pack that drives the engine. We charge the engine with solar panels.
They died. They did not make it. They were found dead. I didn't print the story.
Well, I hate to say it, but they may have invented the sailboat.
Yeah, you can always row.
Yeah. Christopher Columbus didn't have fossil fuel.
Accidentally didn't print it.
Take a wooden paddle with
I
you.
know.
I hate to say this, but I think
Ben Hur didn't have fossil fuels.
this sounds
So
terrible.
sad,
Yeah.
But they really died for no reason.
They did. They died. They did die. They found couple who set sail in self-built, eco-friendly yacht found dead. That's Brett Sibery and Sarah Packwood. Embarked on the journey out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, and they were found dead. I really forgot to print the whole thing, but they were 6 weeks ago is when they went. They were found dead in a lifeboat off the coast of Canada.
Did their ship sink? Was it struck by lightning? Did it
Raft
storms?
washed ashore on Sable Island off the coast of Nova Scotia had embarked 6 weeks ago on an ambitious journey. The 42-foot vessel, powered solely by electric, wind, solar energy, all those things you said, was intended to demonstrate the feasibility of sustainable travel, but went down, and they were in a lifeboat.
And Gordon Lightfoot's not around to write a song about
Sure
it.
isn't. So it wasn't seaworthy.
I guess not. They didn't make it. God.
Yeah.
When I first read their story, oh, yes, this is the environment. This is what I champion.
Yeah.
And then look what happened. Look where it goes. It's awful.
Like it's an electric sailboat.
Oh, my God.
Wind is free.
What a terrible way. What
Yeah.
a terrible way.
Do you think
for-
they
awful.
realized
Yeah, I do. I
toward
think-
the end?
And I bet they thought to themselves,
This isn't going to look good.
it's going to look terrible. And then they're going to be like, oh, they're going to say we failed. Because we
Wait till the
did.
morning
Yeah.
zoos
Yeah.
get a hold of this.
God,
It's like
gonna
me
be-
getting
yeah.
struck by lightning.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be inside,
Exactly.
dummy.
Exactly. That's a great point. It's just exactly the same thing. The price of tampons are higher than they've ever been.
I don't like that.
And in fact,
Are they shrinking?
they
Some can't.
Are the minis more expensive?
you buy the minis instead of the full same price. You get the same price. Dave, for mixing.
Yeah, they're smaller.
Average price for a pack of pads is up 41% since 2019. It is the product that has suffered
What's
most.
driving it?
It's going up most. Higher prices. I don't even know. I mean, is it just
Every month.
what is it? What would drive the price?
There's not a lot of ingredients.
I know.
They're all natural. They're cotton, right?
Yeah. Right. Well, I would think. Right.
Well, like cotton prices are up.
Apparently so. 41%. That's really unfortunate. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, it is.
That is the product that has suffered most in inflation over the past few years since 2019 to go up by 41%.
Generally won't make a lot of headlines either.
Exactly. That's what somebody did some investigative reporting and found that the price had gone up $2.50 in 5 years for a pack, certain packs of them.
Just wait.
Apparently there's a bit of a monopoly on some of these. Like the two biggest companies control almost the entire market for tampons. Well, guess what? Playtex and Stay Free, are those the two?
Tampax is king, right?
Or whoever the big companies that own them, the Kleenex, the Kimberly
Like General
Clarkson.
Foods
something.
or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's right.